Welcome. Here, on CipherSpeak, we delve into the mysteries that continue to intrigue people worldwide. Today, we're re-exploring a fascinating concept, the idea that secret societies have been the unseen architects of human history. Imagine a world where the most significant decisions aren't made in public, but in hushed whispers behind closed doors, and the enduring allure of organizations that thrive in the shadows. From Enlightenment philosophers to modern-day power brokers, we're asking, who are they? For millennia, humanity has been fascinated by the idea of select groups holding knowledge or power beyond the common person. Beyond the cinematic portrayals, the reality of these organizations is far more complex, often far more subtly influential. What do they want? And are we truly just pawns in a game we don't even know we're playing? And pseudonyms to protect their identities and their mission from the watchful eyes of the state and the church. Imagine, at a time when challenging authority could mean imprisonment or worse, the allure of a clandestine group discussing forbidden ideas of self-governance and individual rights must have been immense. A world where ancient vows bind powerful individuals, their influence stretching through centuries, hidden from plain sight. Weishaupt himself was not without his flaws. His desire for control, coupled with the inherent dangers of operating in secrecy, led to internal strife and paranoia. Documents were intercepted, members betrayed the order, and by 1785, the Illuminati were officially outlawed by Karl Theodor, the Duke of Bavaria. From their origins in medieval stonemasons guilds to their modern fraternal lodges, Freemasonry has always been associated with secret rituals, symbolic architecture, and influential members. Are they a benevolent brotherhood dedicated to charity and self-improvement, or a clandestine network orchestrating world events? The lack of full transparency, however benign their intentions, leaves room for speculation. Information, misinformation, and disinformation spread at lightning speed, often without critical evaluation. But powerful networks, informal alliances, and exclusive clubs certainly exist. Think tanks, elite universities, exclusive members clubs, while not secret in the traditional sense, they often bring together influential individuals who share common goals and can collectively exert significant influence. We've explored the historical truth of the Bavarian Illuminati, a group whose brief existence gave birth to a legend far grander than its reality. We've examined why the allure of secrecy persists, tapping into our deepest fears and desires for understanding. And we've seen how these myths continue to evolve in our modern, interconnected world. This has been CipherSpeak. The question then becomes, where do networking and influence end and secret control begin? A cryptic symbol on a dollar bill, an ambiguous lyric in a song, a coincidence in a news report, all can be woven into an elaborate tapestry of alleged secret control. It speaks to our innate desire for order, our fear of losing control, and our constant search for meaning in a chaotic world. Whether they are benevolent guardians of ancient knowledge or malevolent puppeteers manipulating humanity, the narrative of the secret society remains a powerful force in our collective imagination. Or is the greatest secret society simply the one we collectively imagine into existence? The deep state, new world order, and global elite are modern variations on ancient fears about hidden power. Their existence as an organized entity lasted less than a decade, and experts from industry, finance, academia, and media. Do you believe secret societies like the Illuminati or the Freemasons still hold significant, hidden power in today's world beyond what we see on the surface? Or do you think these are mostly just fascinating historical anecdotes and modern-day conspiracy theories? Share your perspective in the comments below. And if there is a specific secret society or hidden history you'd like me to explore in a future episode, let me know. Attendees are sworn to secrecy and no minutes are released. Is it a forum for open dialogue among influential figures, or a shadowy cabal manipulating global policy? The answers depend entirely on your perspective and your willingness to believe in the unseen architects. Are these just the fevered dreams of conspiracy theorists, or is there a kernel of chilling truth to the idea? When we lack complete information, our brains tend to fill in the gaps with the most dramatic or emotionally satisfying narratives. Secret societies offer simple, powerful explanations for complex world events. They provide a clear enemy or controller, giving us a sense of understanding, even if that understanding is entirely fabricated. This is where the line between historical fact and persistent myth begins to blur. From best-selling novels like Dan Brown's Angels and Demons to music videos by global superstars, the Illuminati is everywhere. This widespread cultural presence, ironically, makes it harder to distinguish between genuine historical inquiry and pure entertainment. The vacuum left by their disappearance was quickly filled by fear, speculation, and the human need to find order in chaos. Authors like Augustin Barruel and John Robeson published books claiming the Illuminati had not vanished, but had merely gone underground, continuing their plot to overthrow monarchies and churches. These narratives, often intertwined with fears about the French Revolution and the rise of secularism, cemented the Illuminati's place in the pantheon of global conspirators. When significant, unexplained events occur, revolutions, economic crises, political assassinations, it's often easier to attribute them to a hidden hand pulling the strings than to the messy, unpredictable nature of human affairs. The very secrecy that defined them in life ensured their legend would live on, whispered about in dark corners and fueling the imaginations of generations. We won't just scratch the surface of popular myths. We'll delve into the documented origins, the plausible influences. Yet, it was precisely within this era of burgeoning intellect that one of the most infamous secret societies, the Illuminati, was born. Not as a shadowy cabal controlling the world, but as a group of radical thinkers seeking to reshape it, prepared to question everything you thought you knew. This is CipherSpeak, and this is the Unseen Architects, Secret Societies Shaping History. Founded on May 1st, 1776, in Bavaria by Adam Weishaupt, a professor of canon law, their initial goals were anything but sinister. Weishaupt, disillusioned with the pervasive influence of the Jesuit order in the Bavarian monarchy, envisioned a society that would promote reason, secularism, and individual liberty. He believed in illuminating the minds of men, freeing them from dogma and superstition. Their motto, Novus Ordo Seclorum, New Order of the Ages, was about creating a better, more enlightened society. The very term secret society conjures images of cloaked figures, arcane rituals, and hidden agendas. Our journey begins in the heart of the European Enlightenment, a period supposedly defined by reason and transparency. Let's strip away the layers of modern myth and look at the historical Illuminati. Membership was initially limited to intellectuals and freethinkers. They adopted a hierarchical structure, borrowing heavily from the Freemasons. With elaborate rituals, however, their radical ideas, particularly their anti-clerical and anti-monarchical stance, quickly drew the suspicion of authorities. So, if they were so short-lived, how did a small group of Enlightenment intellectuals become the subject of sprawling global conspiracy theories centuries later? The rapid demise of the historical Illuminati did little to quell the public's fascination. In fact, it arguably amplified it. The late 18th and early 19th centuries saw a surge in anti-Illuminati literature. Much of it sensationalized and wildly inaccurate. But it's not just the Illuminati. Consider the Freemasons, an organization with a far longer and more public history, yet still shrouded in a mystique that fuels countless theories. And what about more contemporary theories? Key, the notion of the Bilderberg Group, an annual private conference of around 130 political leaders. The human mind abhors a vacuum, especially a conspiratorial one. Today, the concept of secret societies, particularly the Illuminati, has permeated every corner of pop culture. The internet, while a powerful tool for information, has also become a fertile ground for the proliferation of these theories. But are there any legitimate modern secret societies? Perhaps not in the dramatic, ritualistic sense of historical fraternities. Ultimately, the enduring fascination with secret societies tells us more about ourselves than it does about the actual groups. So, what have we learned about the unseen architects? The truth, as always, is often more nuanced than the sensational headlines suggest. But the questions remain. Are there truly hidden hands guiding our destiny? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the shadows of history.